All right, perfect. Can you resend the YouTube link? We just sent it again. All right. Or you can just go to YouTube and type Edyst, everybody. You'll get it. Okay, perfect. Hi, everybody. Thank you all for coming to this session. My name is Anik. I'm the co-founder of this company called Edyst, and we've trained more than 2,000 plus students to get into the best packages. Some of our students have cracked and attended interviews at these companies. And when I say 2,000 plus students into 10 to 45 LPA, on top of that, we have at least 15 to 20,000 students who've cracked your services companies level anywhere from 3 to 10 LPA. Why I'm showing you all this and why I always show this slide is to tell you all that whatever we tell you is from a career perspective. We are not here from an academic perspective. We are not here just to teach you something, but whenever we teach you something, we teach from the perspective that this will help you in your careers and in your career goals, basically, right? So that's what the point of these sessions are. The point of today's session is to help you all get one project up and running and to actually get a certificate for that project also. Okay, so that's what we are going to do today. And before we start that, it's already about 8 minutes in. I'm going to take like about 5 to 6 minutes more, everybody. And I want to make 3 announcements. All 3 announcements are super useful for all of you. Okay, so let's keep a count of the announcements, everyone. I'm going to make 3 announcements before we start the session. All right, shall we start with the announcements, everyone? Shall we start with the announcements? I'm going to make 3 announcements before we start with the session. Shall I start with the announcement? Can I get a yes, no on the chat? Okay, perfect. All right. First announcement, everyone. If you like this session, and if you want to know more about projects and certificates, we are doing a lot more projects and certificate sessions. So if you want to know that, please do subscribe to our our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram. Do these 2 things. We make announcements on both places about upcoming sessions and so on. We are going to do a lot more. Today's is focused on Python. Eventually, we are even going to do things on web development, cybersecurity, AI, ML, all of these different kind of projects we're going to do. So do subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram to know the latest of updates on any such sessions that we're doing. All right. How many announcements done, everyone? This is the first announcement. How many? So that's 1. How many announcements left? How many left? I said I'm going to make some. Okay, very good. 2 announcements left. All right, perfect. The second announcement for everyone is all of you who are participating in our session today, we have a surprise for you. So the first 100 people to complete the project. Now, how to complete the project, I'll tell you. Out of the first 100 people to complete the project, 5 random people will get a gift voucher. We did this about 2 weeks back also with other set of students, and they really enjoyed it. So please pay close attention to the session today. Be very attentive in the session today. I'll show you how you can complete the project and get the certificate. The first 100 people, out of that 5 random people, we are going to choose to get the gift voucher. And that gift voucher can be used anywhere, Amazon, Book My Show, wherever you want to do, right? Whatever you want to do with it. Now, that gift voucher, how to get it is not just by completing the project, but after completing the project, you need to also share on LinkedIn that you have completed this project. Okay, so you'll get a certificate, just put it on LinkedIn and say that, hey, I have completed so-and-so project. That's there. So this is somebody else who had completed some other course. You can just go ahead and upload the certificate on LinkedIn and put a tag or whatever, but make sure you tag Edyst on it. If we are tagged, then only we come to know that you have completed the project, and then we can consider you for the gift voucher. All right. Exciting, everyone. Will you all do this? How many of you all want to get the gift voucher? Okay, perfect. Very nice. Nice. Okay, cool. And some of you were there in the last session also. You may have missed it. You may have got it. So if you missed it in the last session, you have another chance in this session to get that gift voucher. All right. Okay. How many announcements left, everyone? How many announcements left? Okay, perfect. So we have 1 more announcement left. 2 done, 1 announcement left. So the last announcement I want to make before we start the project is Edyst has very recently launched a set of internships. Okay. These internships are very specifically for data science field. That means if you want to get an insight into the field of data science, if you want to know what it looks like to work in the field of data science, we have launched a few educational internships where what happens is you will be given a real life problem and you'll be taught how to solve that using data science. You'll be taught the basics of Python, the basics of data science, and you'll be taught how to solve that particular problem. These are paid internships in the sense that you have to pay and register for the internships. There are 3 internships right now live. I'm just telling you about this. You'll get more information about this after the session. But I'm telling you about all of this because many of you have that requirement of completing an internship before your final year. Edyst helps you with that because all our internships are as per the AICTE approved guidelines also. All right. If you join our internship, you get all the 3 things: joining letter, completion certificate, as well as completion letter. So you'll get a completion certificate like this. The entire internship is designed by me as well as Shubham, who's an SD at Microsoft, SD2 at Microsoft. So we made sure that it's completely industry specific internship. Just announcing this to everybody. I know many of you may not be in the data science field. Many of you will be interested in data science. So go ahead, check out our internships after the session. You will get some information also about this after the session. Maybe tomorrow you'll get some information about this. So this is the last one that I wanted to tell you about. This is not just that. This is actually data science internship. Right. So this is the 3rd announcement. All right. How many announcements left, everybody? Do we have any more announcements left? Okay, perfect. All right. So overall, just recapping 3 announcements. If you want to know about all the upcoming sessions, etc., subscribe on Instagram. Follow on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube. Number 2, second announcement was if you complete this project that we're going to do today and share on LinkedIn, you can win a 100 rupees gift voucher from us, which you can use in all these places. And number 3 is we are starting a series of data science internships. More than 100 students have already taken these data science internships. These data science internships help you get into the field of data science. You come to know what the data science field is like. And these are the different projects that are associated with it. It's a complete internship. So all of that stuff that I mentioned, you get joining letter, completion letter, and completion certificate as well, designed by industry experts. All right. Okay. So those are the 3 internships and the 3 announcements. Now let's talk about our project for the day. Our project for the day, everybody, is this. This is our project for the day, which is we are going to create a books query application. Now, in the books query application, let me just also pull this up here. All right. So in the books query application, what we're going to do is, hold on. Yeah. In this books query application, we are going to have 3 concepts that we're going to use: the concept of APIs, the concept of JSON, and the concept of data structures. If you already know these concepts, then you will actually find this session to be very basic. But for those of you who don't know any of these concepts, this will be a very new session, and you will get to know how easy it is to create applications in Python just by querying some things on the internet. Okay. Let me just open up a couple of other things so that, 1 second. Yeah, just give me 1 minute, everybody. I'll just open it up. Yeah, just to show you all as well. Yeah, 1 second, everyone. Just forgot to open up the website in which we are actually going to refer for this. When I say website, the books database. So I'm just opening that up, and so that you guys don't get confused. Give me 1 minute. Okay. What is the name of the project? Somebody's asking. It's the books query application. Book query application is what we're writing. All right, here it goes. So this is where this is on the Edyst platform, and this is what you will get to see, everybody. This is called the books query application. I mean, this is where you will have to submit your project to get the certificate. All right. So this is where you have to submit your project to get the certificate. As you go into this project, you will, as you actually go into this particular project, you will get an introduction, and you will also get, if you don't know what is JSON, if you don't know what is APIs, you will get that also over here on the Edyst platform. It's all completely free to do. You can get into this project and do it for free. We have 2 milestones in the project. Okay. So I'll just explain the project to all of you. We have 2 milestones in the project. The milestone is as follows. The first milestone says we are going to create a book query application. We are going to use this website. Okay. I'm opening this website in just 1 minute, but we're going to use this website. What we need to do in this book query application is we are going to give you the author. We're going to give you a book name. That means, and as an input, you're going to get a book name. and you're supposed to print the author's name and the year when it was published. So for example, if I take the book, there's a very famous book called To Kill a Mockingbird. Anybody heard of this book, everyone? Anybody heard of it? Read about it? Anybody read this book, by the way? Just curious to know. Anybody here read the book? Okay, somebody's read the book here. Okay. Heard about it? You can say heard about the book also. That also you can say heard about it. Okay, somebody's heard about it. Okay. So let's say you get the input To Kill a Mockingbird. Your program should give the output. Author of To Kill a Mockingbird is Harper Lee. Harper Lee is the author of this book. And it was first published in 1960. Now, why are we saying it was first published in 1960? Because good, famous books, what happens is they keep getting published again and again and again. The editions change. Somebody will add a foreword to it and so on. So modifications keep coming, right? You might have seen this with your textbook also. Second edition, third edition, fourth edition, and so on, right? So we always look at the first publishing date here. And in this case, the first publishing date was 1960. Okay. So this is the first milestone of our application. The first milestone of our application is take the name of a book and return the author name as well as the year in which it was published. Okay. So that's the first milestone. What does the second milestone look like? The second milestone is as follows. The second milestone says, we will try to find the common subjects of any two given books, right? Common subjects of any two books. What do we mean by common subjects here? Any book that you pick up, they will belong to something. So for example, anybody of you heard Harry Potter? Anybody heard the book Harry Potter? Or anybody else, any other book you want to suggest? Okay. So Harry Potter is what subject? If you have to give it like a genre or, just a theme, what theme is it? Fantasy. Super, right? So Sairam, very good answer. Harry Potter is fiction. It's fantasy. It's young adult. There's a thing called young adult. It is magic, right? So all of those things. So what you're going to be given is you're going to be given two books. So for example, let's say you're given the two books, Lord of the Flies and Animal Farm. Okay. These are two very old books. Would suggest you guys read it definitely, right? So Lord of the Flies and Animal Farm. Let's say I've given two books. We have to return what are the common subjects in both of them. I'm not asking for the subjects, like what are all the subjects of Lord of the Flies or what are all the subjects of Animal Farm. I'm saying between both of them, what are the common subjects? Now you'll say, but sir, how do I even know the subjects without actually reading the book? Yes, you don't have to actually read the book to know the subject. There is a website that will tell you this. Okay. And we'll open that website in just 1 minute. Now, in that website, it'll tell you. And what we come to know is that both of these books, Lord of the Flies and Animal Farm, they have these common subjects. What are the common subjects? That they're both British and Irish fictions, right? And they're English literature fiction. Okay. These are the two common subjects that they have. Now you'll say, so like this, we can give thousands of subjects. Yes, you can. The point is you are not supposed to create the subject. Somebody already assigns a certain subject to the books. You just have to find out what are the common subjects between both of them. Okay. So understood the two milestone, everyone. First milestone is super simple. First milestone is very, very simple, which is given a book, given the particular book, give the author name as well as the year it was first published. And the second milestone is common subjects. Is everyone clear on the milestones? Can I have a clear on the milestones part? What are the two milestones? And when we say milestone, it basically means there are two goals or two targets for today. Okay. Now, everyone, if you are already a Python programmer and you know how to do this, you can actually go ahead to edyst.com and finish this course and already get the certificate. All right. If you're already good at Python, you can go ahead and do this. For the others for whom it is all new, follow my tutorial right now and I'll tell you what you can expect to be doing. Okay. All right, let's get started. What we are going to do is we are going to use this API. What's an API? I'll tell you in 2 minutes, right? What's an API? An API, okay, I'll tell you what that API is, but as you can see here, there is something called a developer center and there's a website called Open Library. On the internet, you have many such websites that give you information. In the last session, I talked about a weather application. We talked about how you can use data from publicly available weather data, right? And actually use that to create an application. You can check that out on edyst.com also. Now, when we go there, I was not the one who was, going and checking the data in every city. There was a website out there which actually contained all the data. Similarly, there are multiple websites on the internet which contain the data of all of these different, data that we need, these resources. One such thing is this thing called Open Library, which contains all the data regarding books. Now, as you can see here, it has multiple APIs. Okay. And what exactly is the API, I'll tell you, but it has multiple ways in which you can get the data. For example, you can get data using books. So if I want to search specifically, if I know the book name, I can search specifically about that. If I want to know about the author, so if I find out who the author is, I can retrieve information about how many books the author has published and so on. And there are so many different things that you can actually pick up. Like you can actually get the cover photo of each book. So as you create an application, all of this will be useful. In our case, we require only 2-3 resources, and I'll tell you which resources. This JSON thing that we are talking about. Okay. An API, everybody, this is our flow, right? Our flow is like this. We will take input from the user. That means we are going to take input from the user on what's the book name, and we are going to find the information as per the input, right? So for example, To Kill a Mockingbird will be the input. I want to find out To Kill a Mockingbird, whatever information is there, and I'll print the answer in the required form. All right, cool. But how do I actually get it? You use something called API. API is an application programming interface. What it means is any application that you used needs to get certain data. For example, let's talk about some application you all use. Can you tell me one application you all use on a daily basis? Any application that you all use on a daily basis? Instagram, very good. Google Maps, super. Okay. WhatsApp, Chrome, super. All of these are great. Okay. Let's look at one by one. Let's look at Google Maps. Okay. So Google Maps, you say that you want to find the direction from your house to a particular restaurant, right? What will happen is that is not stored in your phone. Your phone is going to request for the data. Whom is it going to request for the data? It's going to request Google for that data. Okay. How will it reach Google? It's going to reach Google via the internet. So it's going to request, it's going to hit Google and say, hey, give me the location or give me the direction from my place to this particular restaurant over there. What Google is going to do is, okay, it will take that request. It's going to do some logic on its own. It's going to check the database and it's going to return that answer. This API, application programming interface, is the interface between all of the data as well as some logic to be done, and it's going to give you that information. Now, that information can be requested by anyone. It could be requested by, when I say anyone, by any device. It could be, requested by an iOS application, could be requested by your Google Chrome, could be requested by Firefox, could be requested by Android, could be requested by your desktop application. Whenever any of these people ask for some data, what Google has to do, or any other backend server has to do, is they have to return that data in a particular format. It cannot return different format every time because it has to be uniform, right? If let's say, if suddenly I start speaking in a different language, you will feel that I'm not following along, right? Similarly, there has to be consistency in the format that it's sending. So the actual sending of this, or the actual logic of this, is called the API, application programming interface. Any service on the internet communicates with each other using something called APIs. Okay, same thing with WhatsApp, same thing with LinkedIn, all of these applications, the same thing. Now, when they communicate with each other in APIs, they need to fix on a particular format. What is the format that they fix upon? The format that they actually fix upon is something called as JSON. Okay, let's just open up JSON. The format that they fixed upon is something called as JSON. JSON means JavaScript object notification. Now you'll again say, sir, where did JavaScript come from? This is a Python project. No, don't worry about that. It's just that it says JavaScript object notation, but every language generally has some support for this JSON, JavaScript object notification. Object notation, JSON. What is JSON? JSON is nothing but a key value pair. Any data that is going to be returned, so any particular data that's going to be returned from any server, will always follow along this. So for example, let's say you're on LinkedIn, and when you log into LinkedIn, or when you log into, let's say, Instagram, the first thing that it fetches is your profile photo, your name. Then it will fetch what are all the posts that are going to be there. For each of those, it's going to say, let's say, post 1, and it's going to give the post value over here. Post 2, and it's going to give the post value over here, and so on. Okay. JSON means key value pair. It's going to like basically, for example, if I were to get the data from some student database, I would say the name is Edyst. So this name is a key. The value of that key is Edyst, meaning there will be many students. Each will have a name, but their name will be different for each one of them. Roll number will be different for each one, but everybody will have this key roll number. Subjects, and there's a list over here. Now somebody is very nicely asking on the chat, sir, is this an dictionary? Yes, this is JavaScript's version of a dictionary. In Python, the same data structure will be stored in a dictionary. You're right. Whenever we get the data in Python, we'll take that JSON and we'll convert it to a dictionary, and that's the dictionary that we are going to use. For those of you who don't know dictionary, don't worry. As I'm doing the session, you'll understand one by one what's happening. Okay. So what did we say? We are going to actually take input from the user, find the book information using the Open Library API. Now, I hope you all understand what I meant by this Open Library API. There are all these different APIs that Open Library has exposed to us. We can always hit that API or request that API, and we'll get some JSON in return. Now, is JSON the only format which services use? No, it is the most popular one, but services can use other formats also. All right. Okay. So is everybody clear here about what is an API? What is JSON? Is everybody clear so far on this part? What is API? What's JSON? What's the use of it? Right? Is everyone clear? If anybody wants me to repeat, I'll repeat some part. This is all the theoretical part. Now I'll start slowly into the practical part, also the coding part. Right? So let me open my code editor as well. Opening up the code editor. Just give me 1 second. Okay, cool. Clear? All right. Okay, somebody saying, sir, please repeat second milestone. Don't worry, I'll repeat that. I'll repeat the second milestone also, because we'll solve milestone 1 and milestone 2. So we'll repeat that. Okay, so I'm just opening up the code editor. Meanwhile, any doubts or questions you can always ask. All right, cool. So what we are going to use to actually write the code is this tool called collab.research.google.com. It allows us to open something called as a Python notebook. That's the tool we are going to use. And when I open that tool, this is what it will look like. Okay, so I'm going to use this tool called collab.research. It's a Python notebook. For those of you who don't know, Python notebook is a way in which as you can write parts of a program and it will run that program there and then. So for example, I can just write here print hello world, and it can be a multi-line program also. Print, let's say hello, and only when I run it, this specific part of the program will run and will give me certain output over there. Okay, so it's running right now. It's taking a little bit of time to warm up, but the moment it does, it's going to give me the output. There are other Python notebooks over there as well. For example, there is a Python notebook called Jupyter Notebook. You can use Jupyter as well. That's completely fine. You can use any notebook that you want. I'm just showing it over here, but it's up to you, whatever notebook you want to use. All right. Okay. Before I actually go ahead and start coding, we need to check out one thing. And that one thing to be checked out is what is the shape of the data? Like what exactly is the URL we are supposed to call? Or how exactly are we going to get data out of this? Okay. For that, we'll go to Open Library. And on Open Library, we will check out this search API. Now you'll say, sir, why did you go into search API? I'm telling you to go into search API. You can go with other APIs also, but the most useful is the search. But one important thing, after this session, please make sure that you go ahead and check out this entire API. You can not only do the project that I am talking about, but you will also be able to do the project that is, you can also improve the project and add more functionality. See, because about 300 people are watching this, you'll all do the project and get a certificate. How do you improve that project? So make sure you read more about this Open Library API and add more features to your project. Okay. Now let's look at this. They've given an example that if I hit this, for example, openlibrary.org/search.json, right? Question mark Q is equal to the Lord of the Rings. So let's say if I go for this, if I specifically go to title, that means if I go to the book title over here and I click this Lord of the Rings like this. So let me actually go there, and I've opened it in the new tab. So when I open that, what I get is I get this big data. I'll repeat. If I go here and I actually go to this URL, this link, it returns this big data. Okay. This is the data we will need to answer our question. Okay. But now you'll say that this is very difficult to read, right? What's actually happening here? This is where our Python notebook comes in, and we'll be able to understand a little bit better. So what we'll do is we'll take this URL. Okay. We'll take this URL and we will actually enter it here. And we'll use something called as a requests library. And we'll do a get request. What a get request does is it just goes to that link, the link that we are providing. It'll go to that link and it will get whatever data is there. Okay, so it'll do the get and it'll actually get that data that is supposed to be there. There are other kinds of requests also. There is a post request, a patch request. Those are all when you want to update something. In this case, we are not updating any value on the open library. We are simply fetching the value of the open library. So we don't have to worry about it. We can just do get. Okay. So I'll say, this is how we do it. I say requests dot get. Somebody saying, should we start coding along? If you feel like you can, this entire thing is recorded. You can watch it side by side also. And at the end of the session, I'll give you the link where you can go and attempt this and get the certificate as well. Okay. I hope that answers your question. Now I'm doing request.get. And if you notice, this was the input that was given to us, right? Now in the input, what's happening here is, this is the place we are going to search for. This is the title that we want to search for. And this is the name of the book. This is the name of the book. Now we don't want to search for Lord of the Rings. We want to search for To Kill a Mockingbird. Now, if you notice, all the spaces are replaced by plus signs. So I'll do to plus kill plus a plus mockingbird, right? So this is what I want to do. And I'll store this in something called as response. I'll say response is equal to requests.get, and let me run this. Now, if it runs properly, no issues. Okay, so it ran properly, right? And the thing is stored in response. Let me check what is response like. So let me do response and press Control Enter. It will run this cell. When I do it, it says response 200. It means it was a successful response. In HTTP, whenever we do this requests and so on, HTTP 200 means okay, means everything was fine. It's a code to tell you, okay, everything was fine. All right, great. Everything was fine. But how do I find out what's the data inside it? You can use in Python a concept called, in Python, you can use a function like this dot JSON. It will take the JSON value from response and it will convert it into a Python dictionary. So I'll just do this response.json and it's going to give me a Python dictionary. And so the entire thing that you saw earlier that we were getting as a text format from this URL is now a Python dictionary. Again, the same problem is there. What's the same problem? It's too big. I don't understand what's happening here, right? So it's very, very big over here. All right. Let me store this somewhere. Let me kind of store this as, let's say info. Info is equal to response.json. And here I'll say info is a dictionary. So I got a dictionary here that stores the JSON of this response. Okay, perfect. Info is the dictionary. Now, as I said, again, the issue is the same. It has so much data. I'll have to actually sit and go through the entire thing. Okay. How do we solve this? Simplify it a bit. We can just check what are the keys of this dictionary. I don't want the actual value of everything. I just want to find the keys. Okay. Now, when I see the keys, what do I see? I see there are many keys, but not so many also. I get a key called num found. If you read Open Libraries documentation, you will see that num found means how many results were found for this book. This particular book, To Kill a Mockingbird, I am able to find some amount of like this num found. Okay. How many num found is that? You can actually check it here. Info of num found. I'm checking the value of this key, right? When I check this, I'll find that. Sorry. Did we put a wrong spelling? Num found like this or num underscore? Yeah, num found 171. So we were able to find 171 titles matching To Kill a Mockingbird. Okay. That is not really helpful to us. So let me again examine the keys. Let's check the keys and find. Okay. Start is not useful to us. You'll say, sir, how do you know? I have read the documentation. I have read the Open Library documentation. So start is not useful to us. Num found exact is, okay, this was num found was how many titles are there matching this. Num found exact is how many exact matching to matching is there. So for example, it's not the to kill a mockingbird, to kill many mockingbirds. It's not like that. It's an exact thing. So let's see how many exact we are able to find. Let's take that here. Info of, let's find how many exact matches are there. Oh, so it's not telling you how many are there. It's just telling you whether an exact match was found or not. An exact match was found, and that's true. Okay, so exact match was found over here. Okay. Right. Somebody is asking, where do I get this recording? If you just check YouTube, this is being live streamed there, and the recording will continue to be there. Otherwise, if you come back to this link again, the recording will be present anyways. All right. So once the session is over, this link will anyways have the recording. All right. Let's go back to the keys and let's go a little bit faster and check out. So after you've done like a bunch of experimentation and read the documentation, you will realize that actually what you're looking for is in the docs. What you're looking for is in the docs. So let me just take info of docs over here. Okay. What is info of docs again? Info of docs is giving you another dictionary. And I'll just go here. It's giving you another, it's not giving you dictionary, sorry, it's giving you a list. It's giving you a list of each item that matches with to kill a mockingbird. It's giving you a list of items which matches with to kill a mockingbird. And each of those items is a dictionary. As you can see here, the square bracket tells us that it's a list, and this curly braces tells us that it's the start of a dictionary. All right. But again, there are so many different elements. If I just check how many elements are there, how many documents are there, I most probably get 171 again. Okay, I got 100. So there are 100 documents that are there that I have to actually go through. I don't want to go through 100. If I'm searching for a title, I should ideally get the first title that is there. So I'll say, all right, let's look at the first title in itself. And the first title that I get is this. Again, this thing has a lot of data, which I'm not able to understand fully. But it's a dictionary. So for this first element, let me also do dot keys to find out what are the keys over here. This has a lot of keys. Okay. This has a lot of keys because this is talking about every item. How do you think of an item over here? Think of it like this. When you go to Amazon and you search, what do you all search on Amazon, everybody? Let's say you guys go ahead and search for mobile phones, right? Each mobile phone, first of all, let's say you search for, 8 GB Snapdragon mobile phone or something. You are going to get thousands of mobile phone, and each mobile phone is going to be having a lot of properties. So that thousands of mobile phone is the list we were talking about, right? This info of docs, this list is the list of the 1,000 mobile phones. Each mobile phone, or each book rather, in this case, each book is having a lot of data. Just like a mobile phone will have a lot of data. What's the mobile phone data going to be like? Screen size, memory, camera megapixels, and so on, right? So all of those different things, about hundreds of such data is going to be there in that, right? Similarly, each book over here has a lot of such data. I am picking the first book. To pick the first book, you go to 0 of this list. And what do I get? I get again a lot of data. So I say, you know what? Let me first try to find out what is the data that is there anyways here. And I can see here that this is all the different data that's there. Okay, very good. This is all the data. Let's focus a little bit more. In milestone 1, everybody, what data do we need for this book? In milestone 1, what is the data that we need for this book? In milestone 1, what's the data that we actually need for this book? Do you all remember? Very good. Author and year of first publishing. Author and year of the first publishing over here. Super. Okay. Can I find the author here? Can you just look at it, everybody, carefully? Take about 2 minutes. In any of these keys, are you finding anything called author? Very good. Author name. Author name is there. Super. So let me try to do print info docs 0. From the 0th one, I want to get the author underscore name. Let me get the author name from this. Let me print it out. Okay. Is this the name, everybody, that we want? That's the name that we want, everyone. To Kill a Mockingbird. Author is Harper Lee. Yeah, everyone? Yes, no, or forgot the name, right? Okay. All right. It is But notice one thing, the author name itself, are we getting it as a string? Are we getting it as a string? No, we are getting as a list. Why do you think that is the case? That is happening. No, this is a list. This is a list. Why do you think this is happening? Why do you all think this is happening? Because there might be multiple authors. There are some books which have multiple authors. In our case, let's assume there's only one author. So let's pick up the first of that author, right? Now let's print it. Now we're getting Harper Lee, everybody. Yeah. Okay. So one part is done. Let's go back to the keys again. Let's go back to the keys. How do I find out the second part? What's the second information I need? I got the author name. I need first published year. Very good. Where is that? Do I have something like that? Do I have something like that over here? Excuse me. I have published year and I have first published year. Which one should I choose? I'll choose the first published year. I want the first published year. So let me print that now. Print info docs 0 of, sorry, I'll just copy that, first publish year. 1960. Is this correct, everyone, as per our example input? Right? Okay. So let's go back to the question now. Okay. What does the question say? The question says, this is our question. The question says, you will be given input name of the book. Now you're going to be given input the name of the book and you're supposed to print like this. Okay. So if I, if I go here, yeah, it's better this way. All right. So I'm going to be given input the name of the book, which is this case, right? And I need to take that input now. So let me actually try to get the input, because here I am hard coding the value to kill a mockingbird. I'm hard coding this value, right? But that's not what I should be doing. I should actually be getting the input. So let me get that input. I'll say, you know what? Book name is equal to, how do you take input in Python, everybody? Use the input keyword. So book name is equal to input. First I take that. Now when I take the book name, should I do any changes, everyone? Should I pass the book name like this only to kill a mockingbird, or some change has to happen? Is a change needed here? Okay, very nice. Lowercase has to be made and we have to add a plus. Very, very good. Okay. So I'll say book name, or what I'll say query underscore book is equal to book underscore name dot lower. First we'll make it lowercase and we'll say query underscore name dot replace. We'll actually replace all of the spaces with a plus sign. All of the spaces with a plus sign. Right? Let's print this thing, query underscore book. Let's print this just to see whether our thing is working or not. All right. So for example, let me run this. So book name, let's say we give to kill a mockingbird. And let's say I give this. All right. I didn't get exactly what I was looking for, right? I got the lower part, right? I got this. But I didn't get that. Why? Because after replacing, I should again store like this. Now let's try it out again. Now I'm getting the correct one, everyone. My string has changed completely. Yes. Is this good? Can I get a yes? Okay. Super. So what I need to do now is I'll just simply do import requests. Then I will take this. I'll say, you know what? Let's go here and request.get.search JSON title is equal to, and this title has to be replaced by this query underscore book. So I'll say query underscore book, and I'll use the f strings concept to replace this. So I'll put an F here. So the F strings concept will replace this thing. Okay. I'll get the response here. Is the response enough? No. I'll say info is equal to response.json. Convert that into a JSON. In that JSON, I know that this will give me the author name and this will give me the publishing year. So I'll say author underscore name equals to this, and publishing underscore year is equal to this, right? That is still not enough. I need to print in a particular format. What is the format I need to print in? This is the format that I need to print. Author of, what is this? This is the book name. Where do I get the book name from? I'll say book underscore name. So F, author of book name is, and I need to put here the author underscore name. It was first published in, and we'll put here publishing underscore year. Now our program is multi-purpose, meaning it will not just return it just for that one book. It's going to return it for other books also. Okay. Can you all give me an example of a book? 1 second. Sorry. I think, yeah, extra over here. All right. Can you give me one book name? We'll try to find out the answer here. To Kill a Mockingbird, we'll check, but can anybody else give me another? Death Note. Okay, that's anime. I think it should have though. All right, let's see. Death Note, if the manga has it or not. But it was first published in 2021. I don't think this is the right Death Note that you're looking for, but because it's again not an English language one. Is this correct? I don't think it was not published in 2021 for sure. All right, let's go for The Alchemist. Yeah, let's go for The Alchemist. Let's see. So let's go The Alchemist. So again, The Alchemist, Ben Jonson, first published in 1612. Technically, it's still before Paulo Coelho. So I guess this is the one that it's going to suggest to you. All right. Wings of Fire. All right, let's go for Wings of Fire. Wings of Fire. Let's go for that. All right. Again, published in 2022, 2ET Sutherland. All right. So it's giving varied responses. Let's look at some other ones. Probably we're doing something wrong also, maybe. Let's look at this 5 point someone. This we know is Chetan Bhagat, first published in 2004. All right. This is the correct answer. So see everybody, it's trying to give you the best match as per open library. So if you're looking for Wings of Fire, I think it's APJ Abdul Kalam, right? If you're looking for that, then it's not the best match as per open library. For whatever reason, it's not the best match for open library. There might be the Wings of Fire or something like that. That's why, right? We can have another look over here. For example, let's take the book Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, right? Let's take this and check. All right, it actually gave us an error. List index out of range. Okay, so it wasn't able to find anything, I guess, because there was no author name only. Interesting. Let me just run this again. Yeah, philosophers. I got the spelling wrong. Yeah, J.K. Rowling. It was first published in 1900. Very interesting. I don't know if J.K. Rowling was alive at 1900 time, but for some reason, the API or Open Library thinks that she was, and 1900 is it, for whatever reason. What about the Sorcerer's Stone though? Let's have a look at that. Or somebody saying Half Girlfriend. All right, let's have a look at Half Girlfriend. All right. Again, Chetan Bhagat, 2014. So I guess Open Library is a Chetan Bhagat fan. It is at least able to get that. I think there's another book, right, called, 1 second, White Tiger. This is not Chetan Bhagat. This is Aravind Adiga. Yeah, 2008. All right. So it's getting it about 50% right. Open Library itself probably has other search parameters that it's getting something's wrong. All right. So we'll take this code. I'll go here and I'll paste this code here. And let's see what are we able to run and get the answer here or not. All right. So it's saying our answer is a little bit wrong because we did not print the quotes before and after To Kill a Mockingbird. So I should be doing that. Author of book name. So I have to put like the book name, that single quotes there. Now let's run it and see. All right. So it works here. And if I submit it, yep, it works there as well. Okay. First milestone clear, everybody? Is the first milestone clear for everyone? Okay, so somebody's saying, in which link did we paste this part? Where did we paste this one? Don't worry, right after the session, you'll all get a message. You'll all get a WhatsApp message with the link where you can do all of this. And even if you don't, you just need to go to edyst.com. This will be there in the free courses. This thing will be there in the free courses. I'll show you this at the end of the session. I'll show you. Okay. All right. Open library link. Okay. Where do we, you want the open library link? When you open here, you'll get this open library link over there as well. Okay. I'll also open up open library. So you go to developers API, open library here. I'll paste the link in the chat as well for those of you there. And there you go. All right. So I pasted it there. And when you go there, when you open here, I specifically went to the search API. Everyone, I went to the search API. Within the search API, I followed this. I'm searching by title, right? So I went to the search API over here. Cool. Is everybody clear? Shall we move on to subscriber 2? Not subscribe. I'm looking at that saying subscribe. Milestone 2. Shall we go on to milestone 2, everybody? Okay. Perfect. All right. Let's go to milestone 2. So what does milestone 2 say, everybody? Milestone 2 says, find the common subjects. What I need to do is I need to find the common subjects between any two books. All right. So common subjects. How do I find the common subjects? When I say common subjects, let's go to that. Let's again examine this. Let's again examine this, the keys here, right? Let me again go to info.info. Sorry, let's just examine the keys again. If we find out a book subjects, then we can just call the same thing for another book and we'll find the commonalities between them. Okay. Is there a subject of this book anywhere? Everybody, in this dictionary, are we getting subject anywhere? What is the name of the key that we should look at? What is the name of the key? Very good. Very good. Sairam, Atharva, Avinash, Rupesh, everybody. Subject. Not subject.facet, subject. Just subject is fine. So we look at this here. Info, docs, 0, off, and subject here. Correct? So when I do this, I get that. Which book are we looking at here? By the way, which info is this? Just so, because I think we ran the code here also. Yeah, so it's White Tiger. So White Tiger is India fiction. It's about poor, not because it's a poor book, but because it's about poor people. Fiction, ambition, social condition, fiction, mystery, and detective genre. So these are the subjects. Okay, these are the different subjects about White Tiger. If we again actually just go back to probably To Kill a Mockingbird, let's look at the To Kill a Mockingbird subjects. You get many more things here. You get fiction classes, contemporary fiction, racial segregation, mob mentality, Southern Gothic. So a bunch of different stuff they've mentioned here, right? Regarding to the subjects of that. Anyway, we are not so much interested into what are the subjects as to what are the common subjects. All right. So, okay, we got for one book here, and let's write a function, and we'll write this function because we will want to get the subject again and again. So I'll write a function here called get subject. I know that this is the one. So I'll just say, you know what? As here we had got, I'm going to just do, just going to say, I'll take all of this stuff again. Or not all of it. We'll just take this part. We'll define a function. We'll define a function called get subject. So I'll say def get subjects, and we'll take some book name as a parameter over here. So I'm going to take a book name as a parameter. I'm going to, or I'll just make it query underscore book, right? So I'm going to query for a particular book. This will query it. It will convert to JSON as usual, but I don't care about author name or publishing year at this point. What do I care now? I care about the subjects. So I'll say subjects is equal to this, and I'll return the subjects. Okay. Now, when I check the subjects, everyone, what data type is the subject? What's the data type of the subject? Everybody over here. What is the data type? Very good. It's a list. Very nice. It's a list. So what I'll do is, okay, I'll take that particular list and I'll return that. Okay. So let's say this is the case, and then I say get underscore subject of, let's say, to kill a mocking bird, right? But the issue here is this book name, we have not done a plus sign and all of that. So we need to do that also. Let me take this and add here because we forgot to do that. Yeah. And now we'll make this as book name, actually, book underscore name. Okay. So when I say get subject to kill a mockingbird, it should ideally get all of the subjects. It didn't because there is nothing like that. Interesting. Let's try it again. Again, the same issue. So was it subject or subjects? What was the thing? Info docs 0. Subject info response.json. Okay, what happened here? Let's just print out info just to see what's happening there. Okay, so this is there. It's working. All right. So info is fine overall. Info is fine, not an issue. What is info.keys? Let's print out info. Did we make a mistake somewhere? So let's say to kill a mockingbird, we get this. Okay, info.keys. We got docs also. All right. So, oh, there was no space between mockingbird. Super. Yes, that's correct. I have made a mistake there, and it's not able to find any book called mocking space bird. If I just do mockingbird now here, super catch. Very good. Some of you are really, really good at debugging. Super catch. I think now this should work out. Wow, what a catch. Super, Akshita. Super. All right. Wow, amazing catch. Anyways, so yeah, there was a space there, and because of that, there was no. So good programming, by the way, now that I'm just showing you the project, but in actual good programming, such kind of errors should not cause the program to break, but you should simply give a good error message that could not find a book with this name, right? So that's a good error message to give. I'm skipping that part. But yeah, so we got this subject here. So let's say subject 1 is equal to this, and we'll actually go to the book name that they have mentioned. So Lord of the Flies and Animal Farm. So I'll say subject 1 is equal to get the subjects of Lord of the Flies. And I'll say subject 2 is equal to get the subject of Animal Farm, and get the subject of Animal Farm. So I got these two things, and let's print both of them. So I'll just say print subject 1. I'll get that, you get all of these different stuff here. And if I print, let's say subject 2 as well. So I get, all of these different things as well over here. Okay. Now I need to find the commonality. How do I find the commonality, everybody? Any thoughts? There are two lists given. How do I find the commonality here? That is the common subjects between both of them. How do I find it? Using for loop. Very nice. Very nice. So I can write a for loop in the first one, go to the second one, and so on. Yeah. I'll tell you an easier way, everyone. If you want to find out the common stuff, you can use set intersection. Meaning, let's say I say subject 1 and I say set of subject 1. Anybody heard of this data structure called set? What does this set of subject 1 do? Can anybody tell me this? What is this data structure set? Anybody heard of it? If you've not heard of it, it's fine. But those who have heard of it, I want to hear from you. What does this set data structure do? Very nice. It removes duplicates. Very, very good. It returns unique elements. Super answer. Basically, it will take any list and it's going to convert it into just unique elements. So for example, let's say I had a list. Let's say L1 is equal to 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 3, let's say. And if I did set of L1, it's going to give me just 1, 2, 3. That's it. It's not going to take any of the duplicates there. All right. Now, this is not why we are using it. Obviously, the subjects are not going to be repeated. We don't really care about the subjects being duplicate or not duplicate because Open Library is maintaining unique things. It's not that. The cool thing about this is, for example, if I do L2 is equal to 1, 1, 1, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, let's say, okay. Let's say I print, or let's say I say L1 is equal to set of L1 and L2 is equal to set of L2. So now I have two sets here, okay. And if I print, let's say L1 and L2, if I print both of them, what I'll end up getting is 1, 2, 3 for the first one, 1, 4, 5 for the second one, because it removed all the duplicates, right? Okay. Interestingly, if you do something like print L1 and L2, this single ampersand and, if you do this, it's going to give you the intersection between L1 and L2, meaning only the common elements. So for example, let's say there was a 4 also in L1. Now L1 has 1, 2, 3, 4, L2 has 1, 4, 5. Common between them is 1, 4. Just by this L1 and L2, I can find the common elements. Is this clear, everybody? Is this one clear? Set will get you unique elements. If you do and, then it will get you the common of those unique elements. And this is exactly what we need, everyone. Right? Okay. So what we're going to do is, we will say, we have this function already. We will say subject 1 is this, subject 2 is this, and we'll also put the names now. Book, let's say book 1 is equal to input because we have to take input from the user. Book 2 is equal to input because again, we have to take input from the user here. I do that. Subject 1 is equal to get the subject of book 1, get the subject of book 2. I'll say S1 is equal to set of subject 1. S2 is equal to set of subject 2. Right? And I'll say common is equal to S1 and S2. So I got the common elements between both of them. Now I need to print the common elements. In which order should I print the common elements? Let's look at it here. You must print an alphabetical order of subjects. Alphabetical order of subjects. Now the problem with sets are very good at all these things, but you can't sort a set. Sorting a set is not possible. So I'll again say common is equal to list of common. I'll convert it to a list, and then I'll say common dot sort. This way it will sort the common list, and I'll print the elements in the list. How do I print the elements in the list? I can use a simple for loop. For x in common, print x, or we'll just say, for, let's say, subject in common. Just let's be better at our variable names. Subject end is equal to space. All right. And then I'll print a new line once I'm done. So let's try it out now. It's going to expect for two inputs. One is Lord of the Flies. And the second input we were going to give is Animal Farm. Right. So we'll run this, and it gives this as the common stuff, which is British and Irish fiction and English literature fiction. And this is what we required, everyone. If I just go here, British and Irish fiction and English literature fiction. Did everybody follow along with this one? Did you all follow along? We first wrote a function that gets a subject given a book name. Once we got that, we said, okay, find it for book 1, find it for book 2. Once you've done that, create a set out of the subject so that we can do an intersection. I got the intersection. After I got the intersection, I converted it to a list. After converting it to a list, I sorted it alphabetical order and then I printed it. Okay, clear, everybody? YouTube also, can you give me a clear if it's clear for you all? Meanwhile, I'll copy this, put it here. So this is the get subjects one. And this is the input taking part, right? And what is the print format? Okay, we are supposed to say common subjects are. So we are supposed to print that also. Let me just say print common subjects are. Yeah. Let's run this. Request is not defined. Sorry, so we didn't import requests. Somebody's asked, okay, all right, so that works here. And if I submit it, it pass the test cases. All right. Is everybody clear with how we did both of them? Is everyone clear on how we did both of these things? Milestone 1 and milestone 2. Yeah. So can you repeat the last part? All right. Which part? Did you understand that we are able to get the sets of both these? Did you get till this part, or should I repeat a little bit before that? Till which part? Okay, after that. Okay. So what I did was I got the set. That means this is a set of subject 1, set of subjects 2. Common sets is S1 and S2. Just like I showed you, you can take two sets, do a commonality between both of them. And then to get the commonality, you just have to put the and over here. Then we converted to a list. Why did we convert to a list? Because we need to print in alphabetical order. Sets cannot be sorted. Why can't they be sorted? Because sets follow something called hashing. And that's a purpose. That's why they are able to even maintain unique elements. Okay. It's a separate discussion altogether. But you need to convert it to a list so that you can sort sort this so that we can get alphabetical order. So I converted it to a list, and then I did sort. So I sorted this over here. You can also obviously make this much smaller, and the way you can do it is common is equal to list of S1 and S2 like this, and then you can do common dot sort. That also you can do, but I purposely made it in like 3 different lines over here. Okay. Somebody saying, why are you changing to set? I'm changing to set because intersection S1 and S2 cannot happen with lists. It's only possible with sets. So I want to get that intersection part. Now you might say, sir, I could just do 2 for loops to get the intersection. You can do that. Absolutely. That's up to you. This is faster. So I converted them to a set. Okay. Then what's happening is I sorted it. And then I said, okay, common subjects are. Why did I print this? Because you're supposed to print common subjects are. And this list, sorry, this for loop here is just printing the elements inside the list. So if you have a list of, let's say, like what's happening here is, let's say I have a list. So let's say I have a list, let's say, A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. If I just do for, element in A in this list, and I print element, it's going to go through each element one by one, and it's going to print it 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what's happening there in this for loop. In this for loop, basically, I'm just going through all of the subjects in that common list, and I'm printing the subjects that are there. Okay. All right. Anytime, Varsha. Thank you so much for the kind words. All right. Okay, everybody. So can I have a clear from everyone that you understood milestone 1 and milestone 2? This kind of a project is a very simple project. It will go very well on your resume as a mini project. It will be a really nice thing to have, especially if you're going with an empty resume. At least put something. Good things further to do here is upload this on GitHub and modify this a bit more and upload on GitHub. Don't just upload like this, modify it a bit more. The reason I'm saying modify, because all of you are going to have this base code. This is how much I can help you. After this, your own creativity should come also. So, use the, what was I saying? Sorry. Yeah. So use this opportunity to expand on your knowledge and create more creative solutions over here. Okay. All right. Now, how do you actually go ahead and submit this and get your certificate? So I completed these 2, but I need to also watch these tutorials. If I watch these tutorials, I will get my certificate. Till now, no certificate, but on the right side, you'll get a certificate here if you actually watch the tutorials also. And you can, if you don't feel like watching the full tutorial, you can just close it and it'll mark it as done. All right. So in fact, I'll just show that to you also. So these tutorials are super important for all of you, but I'm just marking them as done just to give you an example of, but they are very important if you guys want to learn about JSON and APIs and so on. Right? So I'm done with that. And actually, if I just refresh this page now, I will ideally get, one second. Here I go. Not here, sorry, here. Yeah, I can click the get certificate button and I'll actually get my certificate. All right. So that only happens when your module is complete. If you complete your module, that's what it will happen. And you just click the get certificate button. It will open up the certificate for you. All right. How do you actually go here? You need to go to this page. One second. Here you go. This is the link that you need to go to. I will share this link right now with all of you as well on the chat. But really, it's as simple as just going to edyst.com and finding this course. All right. If you just go to edyst.com and find this course, you'll get it. I'll just open up as well. One second. Okay, not sure what's happening. I'll also open up edyst.com here. All right. So as I go to edyst.com, simply go to this one, courses. Yeah, I'm streaming. So my go to courses, free courses. And as you go to free courses, this one. So if you go here, books query application using Python, click it. If you're already logged in, then it'll show you as continue. So I'm going to continue as Anik. But if you're not logged in, then it's going to ask you to log in again. And you go in, it'll set up some stuff for me. And I'm here where I started off. Right. So my rank is, I guess, 3. I think people have already done it before me. Superb. So Vishnu, Nikita, congratulations to both of you for finishing it before I had finished it. Super good going. And others, go ahead, get your certificate. So that's how you would do it, everybody. Once you do it, don't forget to get the certificate, tag us on LinkedIn, and you yourself could get a gift voucher as well. 5 randomly, luckily chosen people are going to get it. So this is the link, everyone. That's where you can get it. Also, those of you who are watching on YouTube and those of you who are not watching on YouTube, you can go to YouTube and check it. If you want the link to all, if you want this link, it's on the YouTube description also. And if you want to check out the internships, which I told you as the third announcement, the internships are coming up on Edyst. The first internship deadline is next Wednesday, 21st December. So just about 1 week from now. Orientation will happen on that day, and an internship is going to start on that particular day. You can sign up now and you can attend that orientation as well. To know more about internships and so on, please make sure that you check out you are subscribed to our Edyst YouTube channel as well as our Instagram, because we will be sending out information, and we'll be also sending a WhatsApp message about this internship as well. So please do check it out, and you can all join it. If you all are saying that you have exams and you want to join it later, you can join it later. We'll have an orientation later also, but there's an orientation coming up right now. So good that if you join it right away. Right. So that's one. Price and everything you can check out on this link. You'll get it. YouTube channel, just go to YouTube and search for Edyst. You'll get it. Again, the YouTube channel is this only. Edyst. This is the YouTube channel. Okay. All right. So I think that's about it, everyone. We wrapped it up pretty quickly. That's good. Can I have a final clear from everyone that you all understood? Clear. And just let me know your experience. Did you all learn something new? Was this useful, helpful? What do you all say? Yeah, very useful. Nice. Good to know. Good to know. Keep practicing, everybody. Keep practicing. Check out our previous project also. Check out our previous project. Our previous project is based on weather app, and we are going to keep doing many more such projects. And if you want an in-depth project, do join the internship. Somebody saying, thank you, sir. You are a very good speaker. Learned a lot in the session and did not get bored once. Thank you so much. That was one of my objectives, to not get you guys bored. And that's why we kept it short also. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you all for the kind words. Hope to see you all again and again on Edyst sessions. So like I said, do follow us on the socials. Otherwise, you will not get to know about the next sessions. So please do follow us on the socials and you'll get to know about the next sessions. What about in-depth projects? In-depth projects, you can definitely join our internships. That's where we do in-depth project. Somebody saying, I am facing issue in syntax. I forgot to mention completely to you all. One final announcement. If you are not able to understand any of the Python, Edyst has a free Python course also. Please go do the free Python course. You'll be able to at least get to the level of not facing syntax issues. So if you go to the free courses on Edyst, there's a free Python course also. You can at least learn some of the basics of Python to help you out better. Okay. All right. So that's about it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, YouTube crowd also, for being so patient and sticking with us. And yeah, we'll catch you all next time. All the best, and looking forward to seeing everybody's posts on LinkedIn about this project. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you all next time.